to establish your business using an address other than your home? Well, at iPostal One,
I came upon this guy, this same guy, lying there unconscious, his head stuck in an ice crevice, and I had a 7-pound pick with me, and I could have chipped him out. But I couldn't guarantee he'd still have ears.
Right now, I would envy someone without ears.
Yeah. So, I tried this little trick that I learned during the war from de Gaulle. I melted the guy out of there. With a pot of hot coffee and a turkey baster.
And how about your self-confidence, Hap? You think you have a poor self-image?
Used to. Before I was knighted.
Don't ask him, Harold. It is spring. The bears emerge from hibernation, desperate for cohabitation. The birds fly home to mate and nest. The salmon return to spawn and rest. The deer come back to rut and roam. What I'm saying is, hi, honey, I'm home. And there you have it. She's pretty well all rigged up. Looking pretty good, isn't it? Got the horn on here. I call that the Matterhorn because it's a mountain bike. And I put the reflectors all over the back and so forth, so you can do some night riding. And I've got the light on the front here. And remember the old-fashioned generators you used to have on your bike? Well, actually that one is an alternator. But she's pretty well set to go. Got a little wind indicator right under the seat. Makes sense. And let's just take her for a spin. Okay, that muffler's still a little bit warm. Got to watch for that. I guess we'd mount her something. I'll just climb right up. And... all right, well, I'm going to tighten a few things up. Maybe I need another couple of rolls of duct tape. But I'll take care of that. Maybe thin out the frame and what have you, and fix her all up. And I think she'll look quite a bit different by the time I do this properly. I'll just make cut, and that's all it takes. Got a little extra time and effort, and I've made this into a really lovely 10-speed bike that coincidentally looks exactly like Harold's bike. That's how good of a job I've done. Right down to the name on it and even the dents. It's just amazing. I'm pretty proud of that. Anyway, remember, the women don't find you handsome. They should at least find you handy. Harold, we've traded bikes, by the way. Harold. Well, as it turns out, the diameter of the tree and the springiness didn't turn out to be nearly as important as, say, the strength of the rope.
Whoa, what happened to the rest of the rope?
Well, a lot of it is still tangled around the top of the tree, and the rest is kind of knotted around Moose's nether regions.
That must have really hurt when Moose hit the ground, because he's, a big eater.
Yeah, he's a big faller, too. He was doing a swan dive there, and I believe he'd be hitting about a Mach 4 when he struck pay dirt. Luckily, he landed on that pile of scrap iron and bricks we had left. Remember when the propane tank went up? Yeah, so that kind of broke his fall. But he hit so hard that he actually cracked the Earth's crust.
Is the planet going to be okay?
Oh, yeah, it'll heal, Harold. But, when we all stopped laughing and so on, we went over to him, and we rolled him over. And there was like an underground cavern there.
A grotto?
Well, he was for a while. But we looked closer, and it wasn't just a cavern. It was an abandoned mine.
A mine?
Yeah.
This is excellent. That's great. What, like a gold mine? A platinum mine. Platinum could be a diamond mine. Diamond mine, we'd be rich. We got diamonds, we'd be rich. It could be a diamond mine. This is exciting.
Yeah, and I think it all started with something as harmless as tree diving.
Go figure.
Oh, yeah, I can't. There's a secret to survival that all the woodsmen know, and I'm about to pass it on to you. Never run when you can walk, never stand when you can lie, and never lie when a half-truth or, in fact, not answering at all will do. Well, for this week's Adventures with Bill, he had invited me to come down and garage, which I thought was really good. Some ice cream cones there, so I love ice cream. But it was a beautiful day, and you know, sometimes me in a hot summer day, and All right, well, I don't think I was that late. I luckily had somewhere to clean my hand off anyhow, and there's some butter there, and All right, now at this point we're starting, and you got some ice cubes, and yes, I see. I think what Bill is trying to say here is that the sun melts stuff. Now Bill apparently was going to teach me some highly secret scientific principles, which is how you can make a refrigerator out in the woods. Okay, so he puts all the stuff that he wants to keep cool inside and then clean off the table. Oh my gosh. And now that is like a potato bag, burlap bag. Could have been worse. I could have been standing over there. And then you thread the rope up through here, and now this is real interesting, because what you're going to do is you're going to cover up all that stuff, put the thing right over top of it, and that keeps it. Now I figure, okay, that's the shade. You're going to keep it in the shade, but no, you hang it up in a tree so that the animals, I guess, can't get it and what have you. And now to keep it cool, you need some sort of a. Well, luckily he had a pie plate in his pants there, and then he just. Ow! He's using one of my. How did that? Oh well. He's using that as a kind of a wick thing, and then he puts water in the plate. I think it's called capillary action. Takes the water down through the. Well, no, that's gravity action. Anyway, that keeps it cool. The water evaporates or something. I don't know how it works, but apparently it works real well. Well, I guess not all that well. And here's another thing. This is a bag that's got all holes in a mesh bag. He's showing his fingers in there. We're going to try and put some of the pop, the soda in. Oh. All right. Well, Bill's cooler already, so it's working. Now he puts all the cans of soda pop in there and take them down. And the idea here is you tie a rope to it and you throw it out into the lake. You know, where it's cooler at the bottom and so on. And actually, it should be. There's a couple of fridges down there, I think. Oh. All right. Well, I'm gonna help him out. I mean, I understand this is not very scientific. This one, the water's cooler than the air. It's gonna keep the pop cool. So, I tell Bill to hold on to the rope. And I should have told him. My fault. I should have told him to hold on to the end of the rope. Wow. He's scientific. He's not smart. So now we go back and we wait for the pop to cool, and we wait there 5, 6. It was probably around 7 seconds, I guess. And then we decided we worked up a pretty powerful thirst. So Bill hauls it in, and holler in there, Bill. Ho, ho, heave, ho, ho, heave. Boy, oh boy, that's a scary sight. Anyway, up she comes, and we each get out a can of pop. Of course, she's been shaking up pretty good there, so I forgot. Then Bill's getting a big laugh out of me here because I covered myself with the stick. Oh, that's funny, isn't it, Bill? What? Yours okay? Remember, I'm pulling for you. We're all in this together. Bad news, Harold. They're not shooting Lonesome Dork. Well, we finally figured out what to do with all that golfing and skiing equipment that Moose Thompson had won. And on paper, it looked perfect. But in reality, there were a few glitches. You okay? You look a little pie-eyed.
Can I have a towel, please?
Here's a curtain.
Uncle Red, is that you? What? I just said, is that you?
Ah, I thought you said statue. So it's come to this, has it, Harold?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah,
just cruising the streets of Possum Lake. We had a little rehearsal for our church service out in the lake, and didn't go just exactly as planned.
Oh, boy, thanks for making a bunch of us look like a bunch of total idiots, Red.
And now here's something for young minds from something with a small mind.
So, welcome to Hanging with Harold, a brand new feature on the Red Green Show, which I'm sure is going to be of interest to anyone under the age of 80. Okay. Nobody tells you how to be a teenager, but everybody tells you how not to be one, right? Like, don't leave your room a mess. Don't leave that fridge door open all night. Don't go stealing a car and go joyriding. That's why kids join gangs, so they know how to behave. That and, to protect them from other gangs, of course. Well, okay, if there's gonna be gangs, why can't there be, like, good gangs? How about taking your switchblade, applying it to the end of a stick, pick up litter? Huh? Instead of drive-by shootings, we have, like, drive-by science classes. Did you know the peregrine falcon flies up to 170 miles per hour? Imagine the United Way gang versus the UNICEF Way gang in a fundraiser, huh? That'd be pretty neat. Or instead of street fights, we could have, like, street theater. Right? Because, remember the gang in West Side Story? They all sang and danced, didn't they?
Better wrap it up there, Harold. There's a gang forming out here.
Oh, excellent.
Well, I don't think you'll say that when you see what they did to your bike.
Excellent.
Sorry, Harold. I couldn't stop them, though. They were big girls. You know, they say that the young people are the future of this country. Well, I saw some young people today hanging out at Murray's store. And from what I can tell, the future is going to be bald on the sides with a long piece of hair on the top, spit, swear, smoke, and wear pants that are 5 sizes too big for it. I said to them, boy, if you people are the future, I'm glad I'll be dying soon. And they seem pleased with that themselves. Was that an extra club there, Bob?
Oh, hi, Red. No, I was conducting an air density test for the Department of Natural Resources. You see how that drifted and then caught a thermal? It's very important in environmental data stuff. I can just do the same test with the ball.
Oh, sorry. Oh, no, Bob. 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 Here, give me that. The problem is you can't read the wind speed thermal stuff and hit the ball at the same time. So I'll do the easy part.
All right. Oh, Red, there's a sand trap on the left side, so try and stay on the right side.
Yeah, all right.
It's right on the green, Red.
Yeah.
Well, that's good, too. All right. Listen, let me take that, would you? Like to finish my round for me?
Well, did you get the wind information needed from the ball there?
Oh, yeah, well, don't worry about that. We've got 35 more holes to play.
You know, Bob, I wanted to ask you, do you know anything about an old mine over on the east side of the lodge, maybe a long time ago?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they closed that mine about 50 years ago. It was an old coal mine.
Oh.
It never produced enough coal to pay for itself, so of course they sold it to the government.
Well, everybody and his brother had a suggestion about what to do with the old mine shaft. Make it into a garbage dump. Store nuclear missiles. Make an underground skyscraper. Stinky Peterson here wants to put an outhouse over it that you won't have to move for 1,000 years.
Uncle Red, did you happen to read my suggestion?
No, I haven't yet, Harold, but why, we got one. We got a funny one. This guy. What an idiot. This guy says, why don't you use the mine shaft as a time capsule? Oh, sorry, Harold. Sorry. Well, old man Cedric now, he said what he would like to do is he'd like to mine gasoline.
How would that work?
Well, it wouldn't, Harold, basically. But it just goes to show what we already knew, which is old man Cedric doesn't know his gas from a hole in the ground.
Oh, that's Uncle Red. It's meeting time. Meeting time.
Okay, Harold, you go ahead. I'll be right down.
Okay.
All right. Well, that's about our show for this time. So if my wife is watching, I'll be coming straight home after the meeting. And I think I found an ideal retirement home for your parents, as long as they don't mind the smell of coal. And for the rest of you, on behalf of myself and Harold and the whole gang up here at Possum Lodge, thanks for watching, and keep your stick on the ice.
Yo, switch. It's Rich Top, AI in the house. Plug in, level up. We building right now.
All right, I'm way behind here. So
Let's go. Yeah,
we got some setup yet to do.
yeah, we stacking the code. Prompt to power. Watch the future explode. Newbies, listen up. Rich Top on the flow. Lessons from the grind. Now you ready to grow. AI in the zone. Rich Top teacher, never build alone. From beginner to beast, yeah, we own the throne. Build with AI, yeah, make it your own. Yeah, started simple, just a curious mind. Copy paste prompts, yeah, I wasted some time. Trial and error, prompts crashing like bricks, but I kept pushing. Learned all the tricks, don't just ask. Directing like a boss, act like a senior dev. No fluff, no loss. Train your thoughts, break it step by step. Few shot examples, now you got the rep. I was intermediate, still learning the game, but every fail taught me how to elevate the name. Rich Top AI, streaming live every night, showing y'all the path, turn the dark into light. Build with AI, yeah, we stacking the code. Prompt the power, watch the future
Done,
explode.
that's done.
Rich Top on the flow, lessons from the grind.
I got that. Too many places here.
Mindset on lock, parallel agents, multi-thread the clock, no more one shot. I orchestrate the crew, lane chain flow, make the model pursue. Tools in the mix, web search, code run. Don't fear the loop, let the agents have fun. For the new ones, watch it start small, don't stress. Build a simple bot, then scale to the next. I drop gems, weekly real talk, no hype. Mistakes I made, so you skip the white. From prompt engineer to full stack creator. AI ain't the future, yo, it's now, see you later. Build with AI. Yeah, we stacking the code. Prompt the power, watch the future explode. Rich Top on the flow, lessons from the grind. Let me ready to go. Yo, pause, feel that bass.
All right.
That's the grind, that's the lead. Rich Top AI. We don't
Now,
we build, we teach, we keep it elite. New blood.
we could have issues tonight. I think I've got a band-aid on it right now. I need to turn this music down just a little bit.
Futures wide open, make it official. Shout to the fam, tuning in every week. Together we rise. No cap, that's the beat. Yeah, we stacking the code. Prompt to power, watch the future.
So I've got a memory leak issue on my Linux machine here, and it's a hard thing to find and nail down. We've got some monitoring going on in the background right now, and we've got some, hopefully, protection that will, hold a second, let me get better at this. This is why we're going to build what we're building tonight. So I have all this in one place.
Sound the alarm, son. It's the return of the four-man army. Soul builders been drilling with bots.
All right, there we go. All right, like, so I'm going to try to record and stream at the same time. So I'm really pushing my luck. But that's not really my issue. That's something else that's going on. So but we're going to power through here and see what we can do. What do we want to call this project? Let's just be real creative and call it Stream Deck. All right, Mandrill is, well, that's Mandrill V2. I'm all messed up on my, where did I put Mandrill? I'm all messed up on where my workspace is. Oh yeah. Let's move this to where it's normally at. We can move it to 6. All right, there we go. So Mandrill is one of the first tools that I built, and it's basically a Postgres database vector using PG vector local embeddings, so we can semantically search across our context, our decisions, and our task. So it's a project management tool that I use with AI. It's an MCP, so AI, the model can talk directly to it. And I could not build anything without this tool. I'd be totally lost without it. So yeah, that's what I'm telling it to do here, is that, you know, just reiterating to it. They use that tool very well. But just giving it a little extra boost here to tell it to make sure that we start that project in Mandrill, use it. And then I pasted our kind of overall idea. And then we're going to tell it to, let's plan this build out. So now we're going to wait and see what happens. So it's right here, it's switching, or it checked Mandrill, make sure the connection's good. It created the Mandrill project with this tool call, project create. And then it switched to that project called Stream Deck. And now it's entered plan mode. Got to do one thing real quick here. So it's not asking many questions here, so I think we gave it enough context that it's confident. Now, whether it's going to turn out the way we want it to is another story, but that's what we're going to find out tonight. Dun dun dun. Dun dun dun. All right. Could fire up another session, but I'm going to be honest with you, after the week I've had so far with my day job, I'm not feeling like I want to tax my brain anymore than I have to tonight. So we're going to stay with one thread. Do it the old fashioned way, you know, like 8 months ago, the way everybody did it. So let's see, it's planning, it's checking some docs, looks like it's going out and researching. It's a GitHub, looked at a OBS project, checking Twitch docs, looking at the yeah, because Twitch uses IRC, which I think is a little different than well, YouTube, yeah, because YouTube uses an API. All right, looks like we got a plan coming. Solid plan, according to Claude, or Opus. These names that they give their plans when they say where they save them to the .claude file or directory: harmonic, squishing, meteor. Let's screenshot that. We need to screenshot that. We got it. We got it. All right, says he's ready to code. Let's read it over here. Building a React touchscreen web app that controls OBS Studio via WebSocket. So we're going to use Vite. Should be pretty simple for him to do, to be honest with you. All right, so we're gonna have scenes, which they're gonna be colored blue, overlays are green/red, animations are orange, audio is gonna be purple, and then our controls are red. And we've should be able to set add new overlays pretty easily through a config file, through a JSON file. I think that's what we're doing. All right, so what I'm gonna have them do, I gotta get them out of plan mode, because it'll want to go straight build. But we're gonna save this in Mandrill first. So I gotta tell him down here. Switch. So if we go to, see, I moved it here, and we go to the right project. Shit. Refresh. Stream Deck. Context in here. And this is that context, the plan that it's just saved. So at least I do it this way, so if we get disconnected, you do this long enough, you're going to see lots of things happen. So I've got a checkpoint. So that's really another thing that I use Mandrill as. You know, it's checkpoints from session to session, during a session, day to day, project to project. So it is off and building, and if sorry about that, I had to get a drink of water. So if we switch to Stream Deck, can see some files start to come online here. Like I said, this should be a pretty straightforward. It's not a lot of crazy state management here. It's really just going to be about, I think, design and, you know, getting the look that I need. There we go. So this is kind of like this is our topic of the night. This is what we're doing. We're setting up a basic WebSocket. So it's going to be a React app that is going to be the Stream Deck, and it'll have, different buttons on it that I can control overlays during the stream. And it's just, like I said, the front end is that HTML. It's going to be on a server, a browser server. Just a simple React app. And it uses a WebSocket to connect to OBS, which is what I use to stream. And just to give a, understanding of what is a WebSocket, I had Claude do this up for us. So when you first start a WebSocket, the first request is an actual HTTP call. And an HTTP call is, you send one request one way at one time. The server will, receive that request, process it, and then send a request back. So it's a one way, one time call. So you make your call, and then it hangs up. So much like a walkie-talkie, you talk in it, you push the button, you talk, you're done talking, you let off the button. Whereas a WebSocket, it's an open connection, so it stays open all the time, more like a phone call when you call someone and you've got that open connection between the two. So that's all you're really doing with a WebSocket. But the first thing you have to do is set up the WebSocket. So you make an HTTP call and say, hey, can I connect to your server? Can I open a WebSocket? Server receives it, sends it back to the client, says, yes, here you go. And then this socket will open. So that's kind of a demo of, as you see over here, it's going one time, one way, then back the other way one time. Whereas over here in the WebSocket, you can have messages going back and forth all the time. So that's kind of what we're doing. Is we're trying to open up a WebSocket so we can talk to OBS from a browser. It's still cooking. It's still cooking. So as I said, when you first open a WebSocket, it's got to have it's got to have a handshake. It's got to make a call and say, "Can I open a socket?" And this is kind of how it looks. So you makes a call out request. You get a response back. It says, yes, you can. And then it opens up that WebSocket so you can have communications back and forth at one time. And this is probably way more than, I don't know. But I found this interesting because I'm old school and I wanted to call it packets. And when I was getting this explained to me, it was being called frames. So basically, a frame rides inside of a packet. So this is the data that gets transported back and forth in that WebSocket. And this rides in this frame that is transported in a packet. And they're really tiny, so it's really efficient. Let's see where we're at here. All 4 phases complete. It's even polished it said. All right, to configure OBS connection, obs.ts. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Probably not going to connect because I'm live right now, so that's going to be an issue. I don't know if it will while we're streaming. Let's just ask. Gonna find out if it will. Correct. OBS WebSocket is already busy serving your current stream. Wait a minute. It should connect fine. I do not think it was connecting, right? Did I close it? Let's see what we're getting in the browser. Yeah, it's trying to connect, but it's not connecting. Like I said, I'm in brand new territory with this streaming stuff, so and video, so I'm highly dependent. It does have a password. Can I do that and not mess up our stream? We're gonna find out. Under right, I'm gonna have to put you all on a be right back screen for just a second because you can't see my password. Not that you could do anything with it, but somebody could. Been talking without my mic on, so sorry about that. Told you I'm a pro at this. I'm a pro. I'll get you caught back up just 1 second here. All right, so what I'm doing is I'm bringing up another Claude because I have a memory leak issue going on. up here, I'm getting this warning. I just closed it out. But I have this monitoring system in the back running in the background because something's eating my memory up. And it has to do with when I'm running OBS. I thought we had it figured out because it's been running longer now without this issue cropping up, but I just seen it pop up while we're live streaming. So have this one off, reading our logs to see what's going on. All right. Then over here, we were fixing some connection errors. Let's see if we can see what it figured out. The issue is likely React strict mode, double mounting. That's exactly what it was acting like. React, man. I said this was going to be easy for him. But we'll see. It might be. It might be. And we're connecting now. There's that message again. See, my system RAM is at 91%. So let's get back over here and see if we can figure this out. Chrome tabs are eating your RAM. All right, let me close. Minute Chrome's built-in task manager. This genome shell is healthy, so it's not what we were having then. All right. Well, we're not stuttering, I don't think, so I'm going to let it ride right now. That's one of my issues right there, is I got two of them open. All right, so that's it. Main camera. Yeah, we're gonna have to do some iteration on the design, but all right, again, this is going to be on a touchscreen monitor that I have. So this is going to be, my stream deck while I'm live streaming. And the idea here is I'll have Twitch and YouTube chats over here on the right side, so I can, see those and monitor those. And by running it through this stream deck, we can also, do some hooks and things based off of comments in the stream. And I'm learning this as I go. Learning as I go. All right. So it's about all I can do with this project since we're already streaming. I go to trying to connect it and wire it all up right now. We're going to lose our connection, so I can't do that. So is anybody in here live want to tell me what you're working on? Tell me what projects you got going. How about local models? Anybody running local models? See, I've got my keys all messed up tonight. I'm not there. My layout is not even close to the way I've usually have it. So this is Mandrill. And this is the tool that I use to build any app that or basically any kind of work that I do with AI, Claude, AMP. It's an MCP. So the models can talk directly to the database. And this is a Postgres vector database, so it has semantic search. And what we do is you have a project selector up here at the top. And all of these are projects that I have going on or have had going on. Like tonight is Stream Deck, so we only have this one context in here now, but this is where all project information would go. So everything comes out of here. And what that allows me to do is, when you work multiple days, multiple sessions, this is a place where you can start and stop and they get just the context they need. So I don't have to retype, I guess is what I'm trying to say. I don't have to sit here and retype a whole bunch of stuff out. I just send them straight here because this is the place that they communicate. So just to show you this initial context, this was the plan that we used to build the Stream Deck. So I have the full plan in here, files that were created. This also connects to I go to projects and I go to project details. You can also track with your Git repository. So any file changes, those are all tracked per project as well. We have a task management system, so with a couple different views, but basically to do in progress, I never use that blocked, and then completed. So when we're working a larger project, multiple phases, I know it's going to be multiple days. I would generally use this task management here by phase. So by each phase, we'll break each phase down into tasks, store those here, and then we work off of those. It just helps me keep everything on track. And I think it helps also, where you can just stop and start and pick right back up again. Any major decisions on a project, they'll go right here. What else do we have? The surveyor, and to be honest with you, I'd have to start some things on this one, but I can show you that on Mandrill V2 later. But this is I built this back in August, and since August, I use it for every project I build. Everything runs through Mandrill. All right. I'm going to be honest with y'all tonight. This was a row together show, and I just wanted to jump on and build this stream deck and kind of test out my setup too as I did that. So I think I'm going to jump off early tonight, but I will be back on tomorrow night. I have a lot bigger plan tomorrow night, and we're going to jump back on and build some stuff on Mandrill V2. And we're actually going to build a complete project start to finish in Mandrill V2 this weekend. So I appreciate everybody coming on and watching. If you're still watching, go to YouTube, subscribe, send me a message, say hi. All right, y'all. Till next time, this is Ridgetop out.